That is an interesting question. Who is Samuella? It's gonna sound corny to some of you, or maybe like a cliche. But first of all, she is the daughter of the Most High, God Almighty. She is the earthly daughter to Emmeline O'Reilly and Samuel Wool. She's the mother to beautiful Isaiah and beautiful Jayla. She's a sister. She's a cousin. She's a friend to many. A close friend to few, chosen ones. She's a singer. She's a storyteller. She's a woman. My favorite thing to do is I love to watch movie with my kids. I love playing games, as in like funny games like charades and anything that makes people look silly, where people don't take themselves too seriously, including myself. I just love to kid around. Yeah, that's it. Just love to laugh. Yeah. Music and songwriting for me, that's a place of serenity. That's a place where I go to kind of like rejuvenate my spirit. That's a place of growth. That's a place of reflection. That's a place of communication. That's home for me. Yes. Man, if I couldn't sing, what other profession? Well, that's a little bit obvious because I'm a nurse. It would definitely be something where I am of service to other people, because I love people. I love to help where there is a need that I can meet, be it professionally or unprofessionally. So, well, I'm doing that already. I'm a singer and I'm a nurse. If I couldn't be a nurse, maybe, yeah, a social worker, a psychologist, something anyway to do with people, serving people and helping others out. What makes me happy? Oh, yeah, again, I'm a mother, so you have to bear with me. What makes me happy is actually when I see my kids getting along with each other in love and just being so loving to each other, because I've experienced them in that phase where they were always at each other's neck and always complaining, yeah. That makes me happy. It also makes me happy when I can help other people fulfill their needs and meet their needs. That brings such joy to me. And it makes me happy when I feel fulfilled in my spirit, like I feel like I'm living my purpose. It makes me sad. Just thinking about what makes me sad right now. What makes me sad is to see others being taken advantage of. Well, to see myself being taken advantage of. It's to see people that are less privileged, suffering just sometimes the unfairness of life. I come from a continent where the difference between the rich and the poor is so vast. So you see people that really struggle for a day-to-day living. That really makes me sad, because knowing that I can't help everyone. So that makes me sad. What makes me angry is also just being taken for granted, and someone taking you, as if you're taking you for a fool, taking advantage of the fact that you're nice, or you're trying to help, or you're trying to be polite. That makes me angry. Someone being rude and being condescending and all of that. That makes me angry. Yes. What makes me cry is when I see if my kids are suffering. Like, for example, my daughter went under an operation where she had her tonsils removed, and just that phase when she was giving the anesthesia, when she just passed out. And it just made me realize how fragile life is, and that made me cry. And several other things. I mean, it can be anything from a movie, silly children's movie, cartoon, Animation, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm a softie like that. Silly things makes me make me cry. I love comedies. I love watching comedies. I love stand-up comedies as well. Yeah, and then when I sing and sound funny or not intentionally, and sometimes when I sing intentionally off key, I love that as well. It makes me laugh because it drives my kids crazy. Oh goodness, the most embarrassing thing. Oh, dare I share it? It was actually, I think it was in 1997. I was chosen out of so many people to do a solo. It was at a gospel concert. But the thing was, I was chosen on the day of the concert, a few hours before the concert. And I had to memorize 2 verses. And I was so stressed. And to make a long story short, during the concert, of course I forgot. I forgot the lyrics to the verses, and I just made up my own stuff. And it was supposed to be a gospel concert, but I think I sang something like, "Oh, baby, I love you, baby something." And the guy who gave me the solo just looked at me and he smiled. And then after the concert, he was like, "Wow, that was a whole different version to the song." That was the most embarrassing moment in my life. Yes. And now I can laugh about it, of course, because yeah, it was a genuine mistake. But that was embarrassing. Oh well, when I want to relax, actually, I love to read. I love just watching silly YouTube clips. They always put me in a good mood, always relaxes me. And I love to play word games like Scrabble or puzzles, things like that. That relaxes me. Also painting my nails. Because being a nurse, you don't get to do that often. So painting my nails and just taking good care of myself, that relaxes me. First of all, my relationship with God, that means the most to me. Because that's where I find a sense of wholeness and essence to life. So that means the most. And of course, my kids, my family, and people that I care about mean a lot to me. And the gift and the talent that God has bestowed upon me, and life itself means a lot to me. The hardest thing I've been through could make me cry. First of all, I would say it's I've been through the war in Liberia as a child in the early 90s. I think it was 1990. And that was the hardest thing, because that's watching friends and families and neighbors just passing away, seeing people being killed for no reason at all, watching people starve to death. I starved as well because whatever we ate, we had to, ration that. I think I would say that's the hardest thing, because I lost a fair deal of my family, and were taken, robbed of everything, our home, everything that was of valued possession to us, like pictures from, childhood and stuff like that. That's one of the hardest things. Second hardest thing I've been through, I would say, is going through a divorce. I think that was the hardest thing, because for me it was someone that I grew up with and consider a friend, and but for personal reasons, it just did not work out. And that process was a hard thing, like learning to relate to each other in a different way. That's one of the hardest things I've been through. I think one of the biggest lessons that life has taught me is to forgive and to let go. Not necessarily to forget, but to let go, and also to dare to love yourself enough to take yourself out of situations that are not healthy for you. and knowing who you are as a person, what fulfills you, and listening to that inner voice. I think that's just it, just learning to be true to yourself at all times. Because the thing is, I always have to live with myself. I can pull myself away from people, I can pull myself away from work, but I can never pull myself away from myself. I have to live with myself always. So be true to yourself, learn to forgive, and don't take yourself too seriously. I think the most important advice that I would give to, whether it be my kids or to other people, is like what I just said, just always be true to yourself. And don't let yourself be defined by other people's impression of you. Know who you are. Find your essence and your purpose in life. Forgive others. And anything that you do, let it come from a place of love. And be an encourager. Oh my gosh, that's a big one. Always be an encourager. It doesn't cost anything to encourage someone else. Music has always been a form of communication to myself, communicating with myself, communicating with others. Music has never been about fame for me or getting seen. Or I believe I have a story to tell, and I have life experiences. And I know that there's someone out there, somewhere out there, that my story could touch. So I want my music to be something that encourages other people to get in touch with themselves. I want my music to be something that brings people together in a happy place, in a good place with good vibes. I want my music to be something that people can listen to and be uplifted. I want my music to go way further than I can go. I don't need to be seen. I just need to be heard because I have a story to tell. Oh man, I came to Denmark in 1995, and it was due to a civil war in Liberia, which broke out in, I think it was 1990 if I remember correctly. And of course, we had to migrate to Sierra Leone. I already knew Sierra Leone because it's a neighboring country to Liberia, and we've been traveling there back and forth. So I had a few acquaintances, and then we just, resettled in Denmark because it is one of the most peaceful country in the world. So when you come from a country where there's been war and chaos and all of that, the only thing that you're looking to is just, to find a peaceful place. So we, my siblings and I, we're reunited with our mother. It's a long story though, because during the war, we got separated from our mom for a long time, up to a year, before we even knew that she was okay, she was alive. So Denmark is our place of solace that reunited the family. So and everything happens for a reason, and I couldn't be more happier to find myself in any other place in the world. Because I've met some of the greatest friends and chosen family in this place. So, yes. My kids and music, the thing is, my kids are actually gifted when it comes to music, but in different ways. My son just started, because I've always wanted him. From the get-go, I could tell that he was musically gifted. He was very young. I got him to, try to get him to learn to play the guitar, to play the keyboard, to play the drums. Unfortunately, he had so many different teachers that he lost interest. He just wanted to play football, because now he's going to be 18 very soon. And just about a year ago, his own interest for music came without mom having to punk him all the time. And my daughter, she's a dancer. I mean, music lives in her body. So I encourage them. I always encourage my kids to do what makes them happy. And I try to remind myself that my kids should not have to do what I want to make them happy. It's what they feel would bring that fulfillment. And I support that. I nurture that. So yes, music lives with us every blessed day. From 6 a.m. in the morning when they get up, they start playing music. So that's our household. There's always music. Even when I'm cooking, there's music. I'm dancing to music. Yeah. My dad was a musician. He was a brilliant musician, actually. He could play so many different instruments. He was a singer. He was in a band as well. And the funny thing is, well, not funny, but the interesting thing is that my dad actually left my mom and I, the family, to go pursue his dream, to pursue music. And he was meant to come back, but he just never did. So ever since I was the age of 5, 6, never got reunited with my dad until I was, I think, about 28. I think I was around 28 when I had a phone call just out of the blue. And it was a male voice, and I just knew. And I was planning on going back to Liberia to see him, but then unfortunately he passed away. But the good thing is that I'm grateful that God allowed us to reunite and find peace, and I had that closure within me. My mom, music, no. My mom loved the musician, but my mom is not a singer. But she knows how to enjoy music, and she can rock as well. My mom is a dancer. Yes, not a professional dancer, don't quote me on that. She just loves to dance and freestyle to music. Yeah. I've been inspired by different artists, different genres. To name a few, every little girl has been inspired by Whitney Houston, the late. Yeah, may her soul rest in peace. Oh gosh, Michael Jackson. Oh, may his soul rest in peace. Aretha Franklin. May her soul rest in peace. Bob Marley. May his soul rest in peace. And a reggae singer as well, Lucky Dube. And a few country singers here and there. India Irie. She inspires me a lot. Because for her, it's like, it's just music. It's not all these other things. Fancy, flashy. It's just music, and there's a message to be told. And Alicia Keys inspires me as well. So anyway, thank you for this time. It's been interesting. It's given me things to reflect about, and I hope this gives you a little insight on who I am, who Samuella is, as a person, as a singer, and all of these things. And check out my music. I'll keep making music, so just keep supporting me if you like what we do. And I definitely guarantee you that it will be a music with a positive and uplifting message.